Hello, siblings. Hello. I'm back as promised, and I am going downstairs, so it's gonna be dark for a little while. Sorry. Now, I'm going to continue. Sorry, y'all can't see me. I'm so sorry. Um, from yesterday's story, and I have to get my situation together. Okay, there we go. I'm also trying to charge my phone because I really want to do this live again. So I'm gonna continue from where I left off yesterday. So yeah, I was in the hospital for a long amount of time. Like I was saying, I had tubes coming from everywhere. I had tubes on my shoulders, on my elbows. I had the little suction cups on my legs for surgery, and then I had a blood pressure cuff. But I want to go back a little bit. Before I started having all of those surgeries, they actually thought that the infection had came from my port that I had, because I had a port prior to all the surgery, and they are very likely to get infected. That's why some nurses, some doctors are not so quick to give everybody a port. Um, I think I have a story on my channel about the ports. I think it's called the port story. If I knew how to link it or put it in the card, I would, but I don't know how to do that yet. You gotta remember, this is my first time. So, yeah, so before I had started having surgery every day, I don't even remember the month, but like I said, I had a port. My port was here, and this is where they cut to get the port out. So I actually was awake for it when they took the port out. You know, they cut me. Well, first they gave me some numbing medicine, and I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember him telling me. Actually, the doctor did it. It wasn't a surgery. It wasn't a surgeon, because the infection was so bad that they had to work, get the port out as fast as they could, because there were numerous times where they would I wouldn't make it. They would call codes on me because my fever would be so high. And I remember when they pulled like little card in, they would stick my finger to check my blood sugar or whatever. So I remember my mom was in there. It was some students, some doctor students in there, and the doctor who was making his rounds, and he was like, "Baby, I'm sorry to do this. I have to take this port out, and we have to do it right here." So I'm nervous. It's all get out, like super duper nervous. And so he give me the numbing medicine or whatever, and he goes, "Okay, when I start pushing this medicine in, it's gonna feel like a bee sting." Nervous as heck. I remember my mom was on the end of the bed. The doctor was here. The doctor slash surgeon for the day was here because the work is on this side. And then I just had people just all around my bed. I do remember looking at my mom, encouraging me, talking me through this. Baby, you're going to do it. I had a nurse student or doctor student or somebody holding my hand. And because at the time I didn't have surgery on my left hand, it started off left arm. It started off on the right side. So I remember him cutting and explaining everything that he was doing. And then I remember him having a really hard time trying to take the port out. And it made me nervous. And I kept asking him, "Is it out? Is it out? Is it out?" I probably got on his nerves, but I didn't care. Like, y'all, when I had surgery, I had to be awake for a surgery. I'm nervous. I don't care how much numbing medicine you give me, how much you're going to tell me it's not going to hurt. I don't care. I'm nervous, like who wouldn't be? And then you're awake for it. So he was having trouble trying to get the port out because it had been in for almost 6 years. So it was in there for a while. And so, he got it out. Or, I remember him taking it out or whatever. When he took it out, I was like, "Can I see it?" And he, showed me whatever. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And so after that, let's see. I remember having to go to surgery for me to get some kind of contraption put in on the same side. Now the contraption was, I actually have it in some of my videos. It's shown in some of my videos, not intentionally, but it's shown. Where I don't know what it's called. Like the nurses, different nurses and doctors called it so many different things that I don't even know the name of it. So I remember going, signing for this, and I kept asking him, "Am I gonna be put to sleep? Am I gonna be put to sleep?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna be put to sleep. You're not gonna remember it. None of that." So I'm like, okay. So I get to the room, to the triage room, I guess it is, and the lady is like talking me through it, and she's telling me whatever she has to tell me, and then uh, I actually, let's see, I was awake for that one. So she gave me this medicine, which did not work at all. She gave me the medicine, and she was like, "Baby, all you're gonna feel is pressure and tugging and pulling." She's like, "You're not gonna feel any pain." And so they, got all their stuff together. She put me some numbing medicine in and gave me some other kind of medicine. It was supposed to put me to sleep, but it didn't. And so she was like, "Are you sleepy yet?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Have you got it out yet?" Mind you, she didn't even start taking it out or putting it in. And so I just remember her like pulling and pulling on me and tugging on me. And I kept saying, "Are you done yet? Have you got it in? Are you done yet?" And she probably got tired, but I was, it's to be expected. And so it took a little minute. And then her assistant, she kept telling her assistant, "Please give her some more medicine, give her some more medicine, give her some more medicine." Eventually, they got it in. They used it. It worked great. They sent me back up to my room, and I was able to eat or whatever. And then I don't remember what else happened after that, like for that day. So the type of contraption that they put in, it was actually, let me see if I can show y'all. I actually wore this shirt on purpose so I can show y'all. So what they did really is they put it here. The tube is here, and it hangs out, and then it's like a little triangle piece that they put here. Let's see, here and here, and then they had to sew the tubes down here and here. So that's where all those dots are from. But so, oh no. So, they used that for all of my medicine, fluids, antibiotics, whatever that I had to get. They gave it through me. That was like my IV. And so, I remember the next day, well, that night, I had to have a surgery the next day. Like, y'all, when I tell you, I had 40 surgeries between, excuse me, December or January to April. So, I remember having to sign papers or try to sign papers every day for either a blood transfusion or signing to say, "Yes, I will accept the blood transfusion. Um, I give you permission to operate on me, da da da, whatever." So I remember having to do that every day. So the following day, um, I remember like they would use, it was two like tubes hanging down. And I remember they would have to like declot it, and they would have to put heparin in it for a couple of minutes for it to be used again, because if it was nothing going through both tubes at the same time or any time, it would just stop working. So they would have to like declot it every day. And it scared me because they would have to draw bloods off of it. And I was glad that they put that in because I didn't have to get stuck every day to get blood, to give them blood or whatever. Like they could just use that. And it wouldn't be the lab people, it would be my nurse. Like only my nurse for that day or night could do it. So that was a good thing. Also, yeah, so I remember like at 5 o'clock in the morning, one of the surgeons or associates would come in and check on me, ask me how was I doing, how was my arms doing or whatever, blah blah blah. So then I remember going to where my husband works. It was actually, I can't say the hospital, but I remember going from one hospital to the next, and they were actually moving me to this hospital because like I was supposed to be done with surgery, and this surgery was basically just for rehab, like to teach me how to walk again, how to feed myself, how to comb my hair, how to brush my teeth, how to sit on the toilet, how to sit up in the bed, how to walk, everything. And so I remember I was there, and I remember this particular day. It was time for my dressing to be changed on this elbow. And she's unraveling my bandage or whatever. She's unraveling it, and it starts smelling. Well, first I saw like this gooey, ooey, nasty crap coming out of my arm. And when it was coming out of my arm, like, y'all, like when I say like, oh, it was like a waterfall, I'm not lying at all. It was really like a waterfall. Like she would wipe it and it would keep coming. Like as she's wiping, like it would just come out, come out, come out. It would just puzz. And then it starts like I start smelling something. And so I'm like, did I pass gas or is it something that I'm just smelling? And the lady changing it, her and her assistant was like, no, that's your arm smelling like that. That's this infection you're smelling. And I was already upset. I was like, no, because I was so close to home. Like my next step was home. They gave me up to 6 weeks to learn how to do everything, and then I was gonna be good to go home. So I remember like when she unraveled it, just the pus, that's what it is. Pus was just oozing out of my arm, and I was just like, no, like I'm so close to home. No, no, no. And she goes, well, if it's this color and it's coming out like this and smelling, you're gonna have to have surgery again. And I started crying. I just like busted out in tears. And I had a fever, but it would like go down and come back up, go down and shoot right back up. So they really weren't concerned about it because they could get it down. So if they could get it down and keep it down within the 6 weeks that I was there, that was okay. That's what the plan was. But so she's like she didn't even have to squeeze my arm. When I tell you, like it came out, I don't know how to describe it. Like it would just be coming out and coming out. Like I had like 3 boxes of 4x4s that I had just messed up from this one arm. Like the hole from where the tubes were had eventually, like somehow, some way got infected or the infection wasn't gone. And so she was just changing the dressing. It was time for a dressing change. And she unraveled it and I saw all that pus and I was just like so devastated. I was so devastated. And I was like, does that mean I have to have another surgery? And she was like, yeah, because it's smelling really bad and you don't want this to stay in your body and keep it in your body and it could travel somewhere else and it also could kill you. So I was like, oh my goodness, like, no, 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 please don't do this. And she goes, well, I'm going to have to call the doctor in. So she calls the doctor in. Mind you, I'm at a whole different hospital. She calls the doctor in, and he goes, well, you're going to have surgery either tonight or early in the morning. And he goes, but we're going to have to transport you back to where you came from because I don't want to work on somebody else's work. Like, I don't want to mess up somebody else's work, you know? And so I'm like, oh my goodness, really? And so it was like mid afternoon. So eventually they transport, they call the doctor and they let him know. They call the surgeon, they let them know. Like they call infectious disease, they let them know. And I got back to where I came from, the hospital I started off from. And I had surgery that night. And I remember having tubes in. Y'all, I hated these tubes. I hated it. Because I remember, and the pictures are on my mom's phone, like, I had, like, tubes. And I can't remember if they were here. I actually wore this shirt on purpose so I could show y'all the scar. This is, let me get up close. So I can't remember if it was from my elbow or my shoulder. But this is one of the scars that I have from 40 surgeries. So I have a tube, here and here in my elbow. And so from the surgery, that they had just did. And so I remember being like, oh my gosh, I got more tubes on. And so I was like scared to move, y'all, and also in so much pain. I was so scared to move because I'm like, I don't know, like, if I move my arm or the tube, will they come out? I knew they wouldn't, but that's just me. I thought they were going to come out. So, yeah, they come in, they talk to my mom or whatever, and I'm in La La Land because, high off all this medicine that I didn't want to be on, frustrated, hungry, sick, and in pain. And so I was just like, my emotions were everywhere. I remember my husband, my boyfriend, at the time he was my boyfriend, coming to see me. And I would be so frustrated and like pissed off and aggravated, like any little thing would tick me off. And so, but I remember wanting to be snuggled up to him. And if anybody have been in the hospital, they know the hospital beds are so little. And then I had these tubes in my arm. So the tubes were basically to like suction all of the pus and infection and all of that out of both shoulders and elbows. But I remember like being so happy to see my husband and like excited because I know I'm getting ready to eat and just see somebody and not just look at TV and somebody help me go to the bathroom and just being able to talk to somebody other than the nurse. Because mind you, I couldn't talk on the phone because I couldn't really hold anything. And with tubes in my arm, I was scared to move, my arms, because I didn't want the tubes to come out. And they weren't going to come out, but that was just me. So, I mean, any little thing would just piss me off. And I remember I was like, babe, please lay in the bed with me. And he would entertain me and he would, he would just put, like throw, not toilet paper, but paper towel balls in the trash can. And, just be there any way he could. And, he would feed me. We would have date night and just, different little things. It just him being there every day, not complaining, anything, really opened my eyes because I was just like, wow. Like, I told this person I had sickle cell. I told this person there will be times I will be in the hospital for weeks at a time. And here I am, damn near on my deathbed, and he's still here. He's still here. So, I mean, he didn't bash me about anything. He didn't complain about anything. And I can tell y'all this story. He was on the phone with somebody, one of our friends, I think, and I had to go to the bathroom. Well, I don't know if this happens to y'all, but I love apple juice. I love apple juice. But apple juice give me the runs. Like, really, it really does. So, I was like, he was on the phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, babe, I really have to pee. I really have to pee. Well, he was like, okay, I'll help you in a minute. While he's on the phone, he's like, I'll help you in a minute. At the same time, he's eating. And the nurse asked me what I wanted to drink, and I said apple juice. And I said apple juice diluted with water. She didn't dilute it good enough. Well, because she was giving me my nighttime medicine. And so I remember saying, "Oh my gosh, babe, I think I just peed on myself." Not intentionally, like I really thought I had peed on myself. And he goes, "Babe," and no, he tells the person whoever's on the phone. He goes, "Okay, I'm about to call you back because my wife is going through some things." You know, he's always called me his babe, his wife, his lady, wife, whatever. And he goes, "I have to help her to the bathroom." And so I'm like, oh my gosh, babe, I think I have to poop. I really think I have to poop. I drank the apple juice because I was on so much pain medications and so many strong antibiotics that they were like clogging me up. Like I had went TMI. I had went a whole month without going to the bathroom. Like actually having a real good BM. And so that's why I drank the orange juice, the apple juice, excuse me. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, babe. I'm like, are you done eating? He's like, yes, babe. What? I was like, because I really have to go to the bathroom. And he goes, okay, go to the bathroom. So he gets the bedpan. Y'all, so funny. TMI. If you are, if you have a weak stomach, if you are eating, if you don't want to hear this type of stuff, please step away. So he gets the bedpan, and I have to lay flat on my back so that the urine didn't get on the bed. Mind you, I had a pad, like 2 or 3 pads under me, still, but I still didn't want it to get on the bed or the pad. And I'll tell you why in a second. So I'm like, babe, I really have to have a BM. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, will you be okay if I have a BM? And he goes, maybe if you have to go to the bathroom, go. I'm like, okay. So, he puts the bedpan under me and I go. And then I'm going to tell you like it TI is, okay? TMI. But I mean, I'm just being real. So he puts the bedpan under and everything comes out. Because I just had this apple juice, so everything is coming out. Like, I'm going number 1 and number 5. Well, I wouldn't even say 5. It would be a number 2. So I'm urinating, and I'm also having a bowel movement. So, I'm going, and I'm like, I need you to wipe. He knows he has to wipe me. And I'm like, don't use tissue. Don't use those wipes because I hated them. I hated them wipes. For one, they were cold, and 2, I just didn't, because I felt like I wasn't getting cleaned if you use the wipes. So I was like, get tissue, and then we can take a quick wash up. He was fine with it, y'all. While I was in the hospital, within all of this time, I have thrown up on this man. I have passed gas on this man. Like, I have almost peed on this man, and not intentionally. Like, I almost puked on him. Well, when I had to pee, I had to pee so bad. So I don't know why, but when I peed, I would pee hard. So it would just, I would be on the pot, on the bedpan, but it would just come out hard or whatever. So, yeah. So, I mean, and he never complained. Like, when I say I love this man, I love this man. So, after I finished, he gave me a wash up from head to toe. And he didn't even tell me I stink. Like, I know that I stink. And I was like, babe, I don't want you to just throw your food up, so please put on a mask. And I was like, I was crying. I was crying, y'all. I was like, babe, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do this. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just kept apologizing, and it was getting on his nerves. And I was like, baby, am I getting on your nerves? He's like, yes. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, but I don't mean to do this to you. And he was like, babe, it's okay. He was like, you can't do it. So just, I don't mind. Calm down. And so he does whatever. And then I remember one time, and I hated those wipes because they were wet. And so when you wipe me, I still felt like I was dirty, or, that I was wet or whatever, because the thing was wet. And then it was cold. And I don't know anybody who likes anything cold on their butt, but I don't. So, yeah. Then I remember one time when I came back from surgery, and the anesthesia had made me so sick, and I was calling for nausea medicine, Benadryl, and pain medicine. And I was calling for all of that because, one, I was nauseous, two, I was itching, and three, I was in pain. And this is like different days. And so my husband had to go to the bathroom. He had just got there because I had just got out of surgery. And when I tell you, this man was working 3 jobs, he would make sure he would see me, call me, talk to me, communicate with me, anything, before I went to surgery and after, when I got out of surgery. So when I got out, well, about 95% of the time, he was always, well, I can actually say 99% of the time when I got out of surgery and back into my room, he was there in my room waiting for me. And I remember coming back from surgery, this particular time I had just got back from surgery. And I told him, I was like, I really don't feel good. Please, I was like, please give me something to puke in. No, he was in the bathroom, and I was like, babe, I don't feel good. I was like, I gotta throw up. And he was like, okay, please hold on, babe. Please hold on. Like, I'm using the bathroom. And I was like, babe, I gotta puke. Please give me something. Because I didn't want to puke on the bed. And he was like, hold on, babe. Just hold on. Let me wash my hands and da-da-da. And so he gets something for me to puke in. And he came just in time. Well, actually, what I did was I tried to lean over the bed, like, as much as I could to, like, throw up on the floor, because I didn't want to throw up on the bed, because that meant that I would have to roll over for my bed to be changed. When, as every day when my bed was changed, it was changed because I was in surgery, and that's why the bed was changed. And I'll tell you guys this in a minute. But so I was like, I really need something to puke in. So I'm like leaning over the bed as far as I could, because mind you, I'm sitting up as far as I could with the bed. I'm sitting the bed up as far as I could, and I'm sitting up with the bed. And I'm having like tubes everywhere, just stuff everywhere. And I'm leaning over, and I'm like gagging and gagging and gagging. And then my husband comes and he saves the day. He has like this bucket or whatever. And as soon as he gets it, I'm like puking. Excuse me. But I was puking so much that it had got on him. Like, and so hard it had got on him. And I was just steady trying to say, I'm sorry, babe, I'm sorry. And he was just looking at me like, really? If you don't shut up, like, I know you're not doing this on purpose. So after I got my medicine, got cleaned up or whatever, I constantly kept apologizing and kept apologizing. But he wanted me to stop apologizing because he knew I wasn't doing it on purpose. He knew I wasn't doing it to be mean or to be despiteful or anything like that. That's just how it was. And like y'all, I really didn't think I going through all of this, I really didn't think I was gonna have him like when it was all over. Because I I have been in relationships and some warriors probably have too. This one particular relationship I was in, actually, I was in the hospital for a week, and I actually grew up with this guy. Like, he knew I had sickle cell. We went to the same doctor together and everything. He had a brain tumor. He got healed from that. Well, my healing hadn't taken place yet, so I was still struggling or whatever. So I was in the hospital for a week. This guy left me like damn near on my deathbed. This is a whole different person and story, but he basically left me. And it broke my heart. I have never cried over a dude because I figure if the dude leave me, he's not mine. Like, that's not who the Lord has for me. So I really cried when this person left me. And it was how he did it. He did it by text message. So I was like really hurt. And then again, it also hurt me because I thought he would understand because we grew up together. We went to the same doctor. Like, I thought he would understand. But obviously he didn't. He didn't give a damn. But that's okay. Because God sent me somebody greater, better, awesome, sweeter, and everything else. Y'all, when I tell y'all this man has been by my side, like, please excuse that. But the man, my husband, has been by my side from December all the way up until April 27. He was at every surgery I had but one. And he was so disappointed that he wasn't at this surgery. And I didn't even know I was going to have this surgery. Like, when they called my mom and told my mom to get him, call the family because they didn't think I would make it. She called him first. He came up there. He would get off work to come see me. Like, he helped me. I remember telling him, what if I can't walk again? Like, are you gonna still be here? No question. He was there. He would help me with therapy. He would help me in my showers. He would help me going to the bathroom. Like, he helped me in every way he could. And I really appreciate that. And I often ask him this. Does it bother you that I can't use but one arm? Does it bother you that I have all of these scars? And, like, does it bother him that I have sickle cell? And I'm about to cry, oh my gosh. He tells me this every time. Like, I remember I sent him a picture of before all of this happened. And he goes, he said something like, "Oh my gosh, sexy lady," or "my sexy wife," or whatever. And I go, I'm gonna get back like this one day just for you. And y'all know what he tells me? You don't have to, because I love you just the way you are. Mind you, I have a rod put in my arm, and I'm gonna show y'all without knocking anything over. I have a rod. Wait, let me slide this back. So I have a rod in my right arm, and this is why it's here. It's right here. You can actually feel it, but it's here. And this is why I can't straighten my arm out. Like, that's why I can't get my arm straight like this, because there's a rod here. And where the rod is in place to where I can't move my arm that much. Like, I can lift it a little bit. I can't bend it like I can bend this. Like, this arm is in this position all the time. Like, I can't flip it over like this. I can't reach out like I can with this. Like, I can't do normal things with this arm. Like, y'all, seriously, this is how my arm is. And it's because there's a rod in it. And so I ask my husband this all the time. Like, um, does it bother you, that I have this rod in my arm and that you're going to have to help me do certain things in life? And he says no. And he wants me to stop asking him this, but it's just me. Like, we haven't got married yet. I call him my husband because he's my husband, okay? He's my husband. So, and yes, one of these days you guys will meet him. You guys will meet the family. If my sis is watching this, hello sis, I love you. You will be on here soon, so get ready. But yeah, the dress that I originally wanted is halter top. I wanted a halter top fitted dress, wedding dress, but I don't want it now because of the scars. Like, because I have scars. Like, I'm gonna show y'all. I have, okay, this scar here, and then I have this scar here, and then I also have these scars here, and then on this side I also have this scar, and then the scar on this arm, and then on my elbow. So if the dress is halter top, it's gonna show all of this, like all of this, and all on my, that scar. So I don't want to get a halter top dress now because I don't know, like I don't want everybody to see the scars, And yes, my family, his family, knows about it. My really, really close friends know about it or whatever. That's coming to the wedding. They know. But I just I don't know. Like, I don't feel like that's attractive. So I asked him, I was like, well, babe, if I get, I was like, if I get the halter top dress, would it be all right? And he goes, babe, you get whatever dress you want. Whatever you get, I'm fine with. You're still going to look beautiful in it. I have my dress. Yes, I do. But it's not halter top. But it does cover up this scar. It does cover up all of these scars. So it covered up what I was self-conscious about. And, he constantly tells me, you're still going to be beautiful. Whatever dress you have, you're still going to be beautiful. When you walk down that aisle, I'm still going to love it, So I really do thank God for the man that he has placed in my life. And his family, y'all, oh my goodness. Like, I love his family so much. Like, the love they have for me is, I don't even know how to explain it. But he does. His family love me just as much as he does. Like, and I asked my husband, I was like, when we get married and we decide to have kids, are you okay with helping me with the kids? Because I want to breastfeed and I can't hold the baby if I have a rod in my arm, in my arm. And I was actually told that this rod was never going to come out of my arm. And you know what my husband and his family said? The doctors say one thing, but God said something else. Like, that's the things I love about my husband and his family. Like, they continuously pray for me, ask about me, think about me. When I was in the hospital, this previous Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I ran into his cousin, and his cousin was so concerned about me. Like, his grandma was concerned about me. Like, when I see them, they ask about me. They ask how I'm doing. And another thing, like when I first came out of the hospital in April, I told my husband, I was like, babe, I'm going to go back to work, like, as soon as I can. And he looked at me and was like, excuse me? You're not going back to work? Because both of our houses have steps. My house has steps and his house has steps. So I had to learn how to walk up the steps. I still had to learn I still was having trouble like sitting down on the toilet. So I had to have a hospital toilet, plastic toilet in my house so that I could learn how to sit, like get my body to sit low on the toilet or whatever, and how to get up. I had to learn, and he was there. He was there when I had to learn how to walk. He was there when I had to learn how to feed myself again. He was there when I had to learn how to get in the bed, get out of the bed. He was there when I had to learn how to put my clothes on. He was there reminding me every time it was time for my medicine in the hospital and when I got home. He would remind me, no matter what time it was, he would remind me, babe, it's time for you to take your medicine. He would call me, babe, it's time for you to take your medicine. It's time for you to take your medicine. When I got up in the morning and he would be going to work, he would call me. And I would be up because at the time I had to sleep in my mom's bed. She was there. And he on his way to work, I was up because she was up getting ready for work. He was there and he would go, babe, have you took your medicine yet? I remember he would work 12 hours straight. He would get an hour break and he would leave his job, come see me, which is right around the corner, leave his job, come to my house, feed me, make sure my medicine was taken. I had taken my medicine. If I wasn't like comfortable in the bed, he would make me comfortable. Like, I thank God for this man every single day. And we have yesterday or the day before yesterday made 7 months. Oh, this phone, I swear. Yesterday made 7 months until we get married. We're getting married, and I know y'all probably like, well, why you keep calling him your husband if y'all ain't married yet? Because God said, speak those things as though as not they are, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. So, we're getting married July 27th. I'm stoked. We are both super excited. I don't know if I'm gonna go live or vlog it. I probably will have like a short video of it. But yeah, like I'm so excited. We don't know where we're going for our honeymoon yet, but we do know where we're gonna have the wedding and our colors and everything. Like, yeah. So, I do. I thank God for this man. I really do. Let's see. What else was I gonna say? Oh, also within that, like after in July, after I had got out of the hospital in April, April 27th. This is so funny. When before I had got out, the infectious disease people would come every day and check on me or whatever, blah, 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 do what they had to do. And I remember asking the lady, she called me Tweety Bird, the doctor, when will I be able to go home? And she goes, April 27th. Mind you, it's not even March. It's probably like still January or February. And she goes, April 27th. I'm thinking she's joking, but she meant it. April 27th. I had surgery every day up until April 27th. April 27th, the day I got discharged, I still had surgery on that day. After that, I still wasn't done with surgery. So I came home and I had lost so much weight, y'all. So much weight. I came home, my brothers did not recognize me. And while I was in the hospital, my mom, she told me, Jamisha, you has lost, like, your legs are tiny. And I'm thinking she's joking. But she was serious. So I was using the bedpan and I looked, just having a look at my legs, and my legs were so tiny, y'all. They were tiny. And they were so tiny that I could wrap my legs. Like, I could twist my legs around each other. That's how tiny they were. So they were tiny. But anyway, I remember the first day being able to walk again. I remember that day. Like, when I tell y'all, it was so, the thought of not being able to walk, like knowing not being able to walk again, is so scary. Like, I remember taking my first step again, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm walking. Like, y'all, I was so excited, and it was my boyfriend at the time, was right behind me, cheering me on. He was my biggest cheerleader. He didn't criticize me, he didn't down talk me, he didn't bash me, any of that stuff. I mean, he was just there the whole time. And I would have, like, while in the hospital, I would have like milestones of like lifting my arm up and feeding myself and brushing my teeth and wiping myself, stuff like that. I couldn't take a shower just yet, so I would have to take like my mom would come and she would have a bucket full of hot water and soap, because I wanted soap and water. I didn't want to wipe, I wanted soap and water. She would do that every day. And it was just crazy. Like, that journey was crazy. I even had a nurse tell me, "You're never gonna use your arms again." And it brought, like, I busted out in tears, because here I am looking for encouragement, motivation, everything you can think of. I'm looking for it, because in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm having all this surgery. I'm not going to be able to use my arms again. I'm not going to be able to do the things like I used to. I'm not even going to be able to know how to walk again. Like, and here you come telling me I'm not going to be able to use my arms? Crazy. My husband was next to me, and, he just was like, don't pay that nurse no attention. It was just crazy. But anyway, like, coming home was an adventure, because it was crazy, because going up the steps, like, if somebody was behind me beside me or in front of me, it would throw me off. Like, it would throw me off so bad to the point where I would lose concentration and I would feel like I would fall back or over or down the steps. And so when I was on the steps, like my mom was in front of me to coach me. And, I would go up 1 foot at a time or whatever. And it took a while. So I had therapy come to my house every day, every day. And I still do those exercises now because, like, I want my arm to get stronger. So usually I will in the morning time. Yes, I've started back working. I've been approved to go back to work and do all of my regular things and stuff like that. I've been back to work. So usually I have my mom wrap my hair and comb my hair down in the morning time. Well, yesterday, she was asleep and I was, getting ready to comb my hair, and I got the comb and, I just like combed it. I had bobby pins in my hair because my hair was wrapped. And please don't do that. And so I had bobby pins in my hair, but I still, was able to comb my hair and get the bobby pins out of my hair by myself. So that was like a big milestone. Because I'm not even able to lift my right arm. When I'm cooking or doing anything that I have to do that needs both arms, I have to stand on my tippy toes. Like for Thanksgiving, I was on my tippy toes cooking. And yes, I cook. I love to cook. And I don't want anybody to feel bad for me or think I'm handicapped or I'm not going to be able to do things on my own or do things for my husband. I'm able to do everything with one hand. And it's the hand that I have learned to write with, sign, everything, because I'm right-handed, so I'm having to use my left hand to do everything. Yeah, so I've learned to adapt to using one arm and use the opposite arm of what I'm used to using. So yeah, I mean, I love to cook. I'm gonna continue to cook and do things that I love to do. As far as my hair, I need help wrapping it. Far as putting on clothes, taking a shower, I can do all of that by myself. I just need help washing up under this arm, and putting lotion on this arm, my back. I can wash, whatever. I just need help wrapping my hair, putting my shirt on, and that's, taking my shirt off. That's it. But everything else, like housework, I can do it. My work, I can do it. I don't let things like this stop me. Even though, like, people may say, oh, you're not going to be able to do this, this, and this. Yes, I am. And I'm doing those things. Like, everything I was told I'm not going to be able to do, I'm doing them. So, July 19th, I remember this. I had to have another surgery, but this time it was on my leg. This time it was on my leg. And hold on just a second, y'all. I gotta get me some water. So, I'm back. I had to get some water because my mouth is getting dry. So, yeah, July 19th, I had to have another surgery. And this surgery was on my leg. I had to have another fistula put in because the fistula that I have in my right arm, it doesn't work anymore. they accessed it one time, and it was very difficult because I couldn't flip my hand over for them to stick it because it's on the inside of my arm. So I couldn't flip my arm over, so I had to stand up and put my hand behind my back for her to stick it. And she had a hard time. So after that, it just stopped working. So after that, I had to have another surgery, July 19th. I had to have an official put in my leg. This time it was put in my right leg as the same as my right arm. So I remember going to pre-op, I think it is. Like they prep you for surgery and get you in or whatever. I remember going to pre-op and I was so excited to see them because I was able to tell them, I'm getting ready to get married and, just the milestones that I've hit. Hold on, y'all, I gotta drink something. Excuse me. And so I was like really excited to tell them. Well, while going into the pre-op room, before going into the pre-op room, I remember running into one of my surgeons from my arm. And he was so happy to see me because, we hadn't seen each other in months or whatever. He didn't know how I was doing. And he came up to my bed and was like, hey, how are things going? How are you doing? What you been up to, basically? And I was able to tell him, look, I'm able to lift my hand. I'm able to, show him the things that I was able to do. I talked to him. I told him I was getting ready to get married. And, just all that good stuff. And he was just like so happy and so geeked. Y'all, when I tell y'all the entire hospital know my story, the entire hospital. But anyway, I digress. So I get into the pre-op room and the surgeon that's getting ready to do surgery on me, I didn't have a port and I didn't have this contraption that I had the whole time I was in the hospital. So they were getting ready to put this catheter in my chest that I had already had prior to this surgery. Like, they were getting ready to put this catheter in for them to use it before they give me another official. And so this is the same surgeon who put my port in and who put my catheter in this chest on this side when my port was taken out. He was the one who put the catheter in. And so he comes in and he's asking me, have you taken your urine test? Do you remember me? Blah, blah, blah. This is what we're going to be doing. This is how long it's going to take. This is where it's going to go. You're going to have the catheter here. And I told him, all the other surgeons that I had, they knew this. They knew I wanted to fall asleep on the bed that I was wheeled down in. And I didn't want to be transferred to the operating table until I was asleep. I had that done every surgery, and I tell you why. I told them I was like, this is what I wanted. The room to be a little bit warm, if they could, have some gospel music playing. Let me know before they put me to sleep. When I come out of surgery, please make sure that there's no blankets or covers, pillows, anything under me or on top of me that I can't get off of me quickly when I have to go to the bathroom. And I let them know when I get out of surgery, I would like an ice cold Sprite and an ice cold cranberry juice. That was what I wanted. I let them know, every surgeon. and every nurse, doctor, whatever that was going to be in that room, like when they came to see me before I was wheeled back, these are the things I would tell me. They would ask me, is there anything specific that I want? And I would tell them, please, I want to go to sleep in this bed. And then once I'm asleep, please transfer me to the operating table. I said that because when I had surgery on this arm, on one of my arms, I remember going to surgery again, and they asked me to transfer from my bed to the operating table, and it was very difficult and it was very painful. And of course, I couldn't get any pain medicine because they were going to put me to sleep. So this was second time that they were going to put me to sleep, and they didn't know how I was going to do whatever. So I told them, I was like, could I please go to sleep on this bed? And when I go to sleep on this bed, please transfer me to the operating table while I'm asleep, because it's very painful and difficult for me to transfer from one bed to the table. And they were like, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. And they were like, well, is there anybody that you want us to call, when surgery starts, when surgery's over? And I was like, yes, call my mom. Let my mom know that I'm in surgery, and then also let her know when I'm out of surgery and whatever else you have to tell her. And then I would ask them, they would ask me, was there anything special that you want to eat when you get out? And I would be like, yeah, not really eat, but drink. Because my mouth would be so dry. Like my mouth, I would have cotton mouth, literally cotton mouth. And I would tell them I want an ice cold Sprite and an ice cold cranberry juice. And they would make sure I got that. And then I would tell them, please don't wake me up until you have transferred me back onto my bed. And I would tell them, while I'm in the operating room, I would tell them, please have some gospel music playing. So they would turn that on, like while I was awake, and they were prepping, they would have that on. I would say a prayer, and I would have, gospel music on. It was just, and I would tell them, well, they knew not to have the room super duper cold, because they had the room really, really cold one time, and they didn't know. Well, they knew I had sickle cell, but I don't think they knew this was one of the triggers. But the room was so cold. By the time I got out of there, I was in a crisis. So it was like really cold. And then they would give me medicine to calm my nerves, because I was super duper nervous as always. And they were just really, really sweet and, comforting and genuine and caring and loving. Like, they would make the room warm for me when I got out. When I got into the recovery room, everybody knew me because I had came so much. Everybody knew me. They knew that the only Benadryl I could take was IV. They knew I didn't have to ask for pain medicine, because they knew that I was in pain. And oh my gosh, y'all, one time they gave me this one pain medication, fentanyl. And I had recently heard about it, but it was used for horses, to kill horses. So they had gave me this drug without me knowing. While I was in surgery, before I was in recovery room, that was one of the pain medications they gave me. Well, I remember waking up and being extremely itchy and emotional. I remember when I was awake, I was like, can I please call my mom? Please call my mom. Call my mom. I want to talk to my mom. And I remember the recovery nurse called my mom. She didn't answer. She called back, and I told the nurse, my mom was on the phone, and she was like, "Hey, this is such and such hospital, and your daughter is really requesting to speak to you. She just got out of surgery. She's very emotional. She just really wants to talk to you." And it scared my mom. But my mom, I talked to my mom, and I remember just crying, like, "Oh my gosh, I just needed to hear your voice. Like, are you coming to see me?" Blah, blah, blah. And my underarms were itching. Well, I couldn't really scratch my underarms because I had just had surgery on both arms. So I was scared to move them. And plus, I had tubes in them. So I was scared to move, period. And I do remember asking the lady, "What medicine did they give me?" And she was like, "Oh, they gave you fentanyl." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, they gave you fentanyl." And I was like, "Please put that on my allergic list because this is making me crazy." Like, I just did not like the feeling. I was just like itching and I just didn't like the feeling. So I told him, "Please put that on my allergic list. Like, please don't give me that again." And so, of course, I had to have another surgery the next day. And I told them, I was like, "Please don't give me fentanyl ever again." I was like, "I know my pain is going to be high, but just stick to what I'm, usually getting, which is Dilaudid." And so, they respected my wishes and gave me what I had, my nausea, my Benadryl, and my pain medicine. And I remember being able to get it very frequently. And yeah, like, I just went through a very, 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 very hard time. And I mean, it was rough. It was rough for my husband to see me in that type. Like, it was rough for my family. It was even rough for my niece. She's on a vlogger too. It was so rough for her that when I went down my grandmother's house and I got out the car, they were so excited to see me. She was the first one at the door. She ran to the door and she's like getting ready to come out the screen door, but she stops. And she sees how tiny I am. And I remember, I didn't notice until months later, but my grandmother told me that she cried after we left because she had never seen me like that. Yeah, I was so tiny. I was so tiny. Like, my legs were so small. Like, I think I was the smallest as I had ever been. Like, I was so small, my boobs had shrunk because I haven't worn a bra in months. Let's see, December, January, February, March, April, May. April, 5 months. That's a long time. So, I mean, my babies were just used to being loose and off the leash. So they had shrunk there. I had lost weight there. I lost all of my booty that I had. I lost most of the gut that I had, which I'm not complaining about that. I had just lost so much weight till my brother didn't even recognize me. It was crazy. It was real crazy. But anyway, I've been on here for a long time, and I'm hungry, and I need to go call and check on my husband. We're not married yet, but I call him my husband because he will be my husband in a couple of more months. I'm so excited about it. And plus he calls me his wifey. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Go cry about it later, okay? But he's my husband. I mean, the end of the day, that's who he is, and I'm his wife. So that's what I'm gonna call him. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who watched this video. Excuse me, I was just so thirsty and my mouth is so dry. So I'm gonna go now, because I've been running my mouth for a while now. But I came back on here because I promised that I would show continued story, and that's what that's what I did. Um, but if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you want to hear next. What should I vlog about next? Should I do Vlogmas? Because I've never done it. Because I feel like my life is boring. All I do is work. So I feel like my life is boring and it's too boring to vlog every day. So if you want me to do Vlogmas, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And don't forget to tell your family and your friends about me. Don't forget to tell them, subscribe to me. Tell them what they're missing out on. And don't you forget to subscribe. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a moment to subscribe, okay? Because you're going to be a sibling. And also, I think I'm going to change you guys' name to My Beauties. Yes, because my channel is A Beauty Queen's Life, so you guys are my beauties, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give you a second or two to hit that subscribe button. I don't know what you're waiting for. You're here, you're watching. Why not subscribe? Why not become part of the family? Yeah. Let's just give you a moment of silence to subscribe, okay? Okay, you guys are done? Thank you for subscribing. Like I said, don't forget to tell your friends, your family. Don't share any of my videos, please, because I'm not that comfortable with sharing. Like it being on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook. Please don't share. I haven't got that far yet. But you can let everybody you associate yourself with, let them know about me. Let them know they can become a beauty or they can become a sibling. You guys come be a part of the family. I'm a very loving, caring, sweet, intelligent person. I can also be funny. So, give this video a big fat thumbs up just because you watched. And leave me a comment on what you want to see next. Do you want to see me do Vlogmas? What kind of challenges do you want to see me and my husband and my family do? And what should I bring to you guys? What kind of videos you want to see? Leave those kind of comments down below. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. Bye.